Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Trek Talk. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. Now, I've had this channel up for quite a while. Haven't posted any videos yet. This is the first one. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with the channel. People have been sending me messages, asking me questions, asking me what Trek Talk was really about. And it was just something that I was really struggling with. I didn't know what kind of format I wanted to use. But I just decided that finally I wanted it to be fun. Now just keep in mind, this is not going to be the only format. I've already been talking to people about doing some roundtable discussions. I might even do like a man on the street type of thing for Star Trek. I don't know. I'm not really sure yet. So I thought, why not get to know each other? First day, first Trek Talk. Let's talk about how we got into Star Trek. I was pretty much just raised on it. There was a little bit of a tumultuous time there where I was not into it. But my parents pretty much started me out on the original series from pretty much day one. My mother used to have trouble getting me to sleep at night because we would sit down and watch Star Trek and I would be so geared up and so excited about it that I would concoct wild Star Trek tales in my head instead of actually going to sleep. Now I'm only 28 years old, so soon thereafter Next Generation came around. And I couldn't really understand how they were going to do Star Trek without the original crew. But I was soon pretty hooked. Now when Deep Space Nine premiered in 1993, I was less than enthused, we'll say. I mean, I was 10 years old. I couldn't really get into the complex political storylines, and I just really couldn't care less about a group of weird people on a space station. So when Deep Space Nine was in its 5th season, I think, a friend of mine kept nagging me and telling me, you gotta get back into Star Trek, man. You gotta get back into Star Trek. It's getting really good. They're building up this whole war arc. So I said, okay, I'll watch it. And he was like, oh yeah, you gotta watch Voyager too. Okay. In our town, we had a local affiliate that played both of the series. And they would run DS9 on Saturday nights at like, I don't know, 11:30. And then they would show Voyager, that week's Voyager, right after. I was in heaven. It was as good as he said. I went back, I rewatched stuff I hadn't seen before, and it was good. About a year after that, unfortunately, UPN started up. They took Voyager away from me! It was about 2 years before we got UPN, and it was infuriating because Voyager had just ended off on the Scorpion Part 1 finale, and I so wanted to see that second part. Needless to say, I caught back up, eventually. We got UPN, and I watched Voyager through to its end, and then Enterprise through to its end. And yes, I saw the new Star Trek movie. Now that's really just the tip of the iceberg for me. I'm not going to get into all of my opinions and everything right now. I would much rather hear about your experiences. What brought you into Star Trek? How did you get into Star Trek? Was it the new movie? There's no hate here. I won't think you're less of a Trek fan. Okay, maybe I will. But I won't discriminate against you for having just gotten into Star Trek. How did you get into Star Trek? Leave your comments, leave your stories below in the comments section or in the video responses. Either one would be great. Next week I'm just going to go ahead and get it out of the way and review Star Trek by J.J. Abrams. I'm sure everyone has some sort of opinion on it. I've read a lot of opinions, and I don't agree with all of them, but I would love to talk with you about it next week.